I do have a thought on. It's funny because I had a story that I wanted to present, and it kind of goes with what you were talking about with the memory portion of it. So, I mean, my
Hmm.
personal opinion, before I get into the paranormal aspect of it, uh, is that so I had a major situation that happened on my end. My brother Jeremy, who was we're both paranormal researchers, and we've been doing this for a long time. My brother Jeremy in 2021, he took his own life.
Ah, sorry to hear that.
Um, oh, thank you. And it's weird from a paranormal standpoint because this is something that we've lived through together. We did the research together, and so it's really a life aspect. It's really changed things on a how I perceive life and such. So for erasing for like a situation like that, I feel like as bad as it's been the experience and such, I wouldn't erase that day. I wouldn't erase that memory, the things that we went through, because ultimately these last 4 years have really helped me grow in new ways and um, really helped define the direction I needed to head in life, and it's helped me motivate myself to get certain things done.
Mm. Yep.
Um, and I can't speak for all situations. Obviously, that's something that would really have to be delved into as to like different things that uh, different types of situations. So I can't say one size fits all.
Of course, of course. I think there is something to being able to harness your darkest day and turn it into a positive. I don't want to say a positive really because that's not what I mean, but you can
Mhm.
grow from this. I've talked about the suicides I've had to deal with, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's definitely it's definitely a plus in my opinion having as much trauma as I had growing up.
Yep.
I found a way to channel that into wanting to make a comeback and come back and do the things that I didn't get a chance to do yet.
Yep.
And that was through just sheer force of will.
Yep.
The issue lies with the people that aren't able to turn some of these negatives into positives that ultimately succumb to this through, mental turmoil that turns to suicide, what
Yep.
have you. It's those people that I wonder if this is necessary for to
Yeah.
give those people a chance to live what's left of their lives,
Yeah.
as opposed to feeling like there's no out,
Yeah.
other than just getting out of here.
And I just feel like how it could be good maybe if they can lessen it somehow, soften it somehow. But erasing it, like again, it's going to be like how does everyone in their
Which it's
environment?
interesting because the last thing that we heard that guy say was that they were trying to just take away
Yeah.
or hit the molecules specifically that were triggering
Yeah.
the chemical reactions in people that were causing the sorrow, the
Yep.
PTSD, things like that, leaving the memory intact but not having any of the pain or fear or whatnot associated with said memory, which is interesting.
It seems a little shady.
It's kind of a bridge to both destinations, though, is it not? I mean,
Yeah.
you get to keep the memory still. It just doesn't push you over the edge when you think about it.
I think the pain is sort of somewhat necessary,
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
think so too.
You
But
know.
maybe there's a lot of people out there that I'm sure don't.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm sure. I think we're probably in the minority. But so
Totally.
after when your brother took his life and you were able to, reflect on that and grow how you grew, you disagree with that, but you're saying that maybe some people might work for them.
Yeah, again. It goes back to that one size. The one size doesn't fit all, and
Yep.
and I agree with the case scenario of well, what if, like for instance, my brother who where he ended his life. Is it something within his memories that were coming back and haunting him that drove him to that? And if
Hmm.
this was available, well studied and such, would that have changed the outcome? And so I was thinking about that as you guys were uh, talking. But the other aspect I wanted to bring up, uh, the the paranormal route, because I was thinking all about this was the whole mind manipulation, like the thoughts being implanted in your minds and such. And
Mm-hmm.
I know you brought that up, and there was a study that we were doing. I actually Shane, I had sent you a message back in August, you replied back. It was about Project Apparition Hall, um, which was a research project that we were doing as well as a film. And
Yeah.
the what you call it, there was one thing that came to mind is we did an experiment at a haunted location. This was back when my brother was alive. This was in 2020.
Hmm.
Um, and we did a sensory, well, it's called sensory deprivation, or the Estes method, so to speak. Um, and we had two people that were blindfolded. Uh, and they had headsets on, they had white noise playing. There was, and basically the experiment we were trying to do was more for apparitions, because Jeremy was using long exposure photography. We were uh, trying to see if we could capture the manifestation process of an apparition, so keeping the lens open to absorb more light. Uh, and the interesting thing was is that uh, the first time we played we did kind of a game because there was supposedly a child spirit up there. The first person who was doing the method, they called out a number because it was basically 1 through 4. Where is the person hiding? One of our investigators. They got it right, but of course, one time doesn't mean anything.
Hmm.
The next time, the other investigator was, they made a comment saying, "I'm getting this vision of this male figure. They're angry. They look angry, and they're standing by the door, and they're clenching their fists." And at that point, Jeremy, we have it on video. Jeremy was taking a picture at that point. The lens stayed open for about a minute. When we went back through and looked at all the photos and then timed everything, during that period of time, Jeremy actually caught a significant photo, and it was of exactly what that person had described.
Hmm.
So that was mind blowing in itself, self to me. And I'll send you that photo in a little bit today.
Cool.
To
Yeah, if you
your
can get it on
Instagram.
X, we can show it on the show if you want. If you
Yeah.
don't want it shown, we don't have to do that either. We can just check it out, but that's entirely up to you.
Oh, I don't have X right now.
Okay.
I mean, I could send. The only way I could do it right now is I could send it through the Instagram.
That's fine.
Um,
And IG works.
uh, I just sent it to you, Shane.
Or should I send it to you, Brandon?
Just tag me in it, yeah. I'll see if I can pull it up.
And then on top of that, so this actually would lead into another another set of photos, which is above the one above the two that I just sent. They're two of the same photos. It's just one's enhanced. Um, One of the other photos is from Project Apparition Hall that I sent about 2 weeks ago, and one of those 4 photos I sent you, Shane, is actually my brother Jeremy. He was the first one to appear during Project Apparition Hall, the actual first full-on experiment with it, and that was in 2022 that happened.
Wow. Those are gnarly photos.
And we have a bunch of them. That's the Project Apparition Hall film that we're working. We only got to be able to do the pilot episode. The fundraiser fell through, unfortunately, but
So,
but
well, I'll have you explain more when we have it pulled up, just
yeah.
so people can make sense of the green images with the red circles you made. Did you get them, Brandon?
I am still trying to get into my damn Instagram. I forgot how I set this
Instagram.
up. I always use it on my phone. I've never actually had to like webify this damn thing. So
But that's great. Where did you say you took these? Where were these taken?
So the first one, it depends on which was the
Okay,
project.
that's even okay. The green one.
Let me take a look. So the first one, the first green one, that was at Wildwood Sanitarium, and that's my brother. The next 3 are actually at a place in Pennsylvania called the Clifton Theater.
Okay.
The the other one that I was making mention of for that one story, the last two I sent you, that's from Wilson Castle in Vermont.
Okay, gotcha. Crazy place.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully
no,
we get it pulled up
that
soon.
place
Sorry for
was.
everyone listening. We don't have it up yet, but we'll get there. But this is it's wild.
Yeah, and we have a whole list of them. We've been making a lot of advancements, and I mean, I have to give credit to my brother. He was the one who started the initiative. Um, the continuing the project, it's all dedicated to him. We've been working really hard, and it turned out we just found out we did a private screening of the pilot episode and several of them, and it actually apparently saved a life. I had a person that pulled me aside, and
Wow.
it came back full circle because I don't want to see people end their lives. I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what it did to my parents, watching them bury their child. I
Mm-hmm.
know what it did to myself as a sibling.
Yeah.
Um,
It's awful.
and somebody that had seen the screening came up and said that it actually helped them. I don't know if it was them or their friend that was with them that was going to take looking to do the same thing, but they changed their mind.
Incredible. That's the best. I mean, to make something that if it just affects one person, that's amazing. I think that is a success. Incredible. So congrats on that. I think that's absolutely incredible and commendable. When you this process that you're walking us through of the white noise and the blindfolds, where do you learn such a process?
So, I mean, I learned that personally from a another paranormal team.
Hmm.
Um, they had they had talked. I guess this has been something that's been going on. So I'm not like much of a. I'll be honest. The spirit box stuff. I'm really into like this. Like, even though I do go into the spiritual stuff, but this I'm very. I like to measure things.
Hmm.
So they're talking about white noise. So almost kind of using like a spirit box related thing.
Gotcha.
And then so basically cutting off the senses and focusing on feelings, visions. Um, and it was partially and I know this is kind of a weird place that this comes through, but uh I was raised as Christian. I went to Christian school all my life.
Hmm.
So I've gone to the Bible and I'm like, well, these people have disciples and such. They've received visions. I'm looking at all these different things that there was communication through, and I'm like, I'm thinking about, okay, well, is this similar? Is this what's happening? Is that they're getting messages? I mean, of course, these messages could be from darker entities or what have you. So I mean, obviously, we're not 100% sure, but um, that's where kind of the thought process came in. Is I wanted to understand more about how they're getting the messages, how accurate the messages are. Is it just them? Are they being deceptive, or is it a spirit that's deceiving? Um, so there's a lot of questions that we've been asking about it.
Do you have particular success in catching one of these images other than the ones you're sending us?
For Project Apparition Hall, yes, there's been especially as of I would say August of last year.
Hmm.
So just to put it, I don't want to bore anybody with stats, but when we did the original photos, the flash photos, it was 700 to 900 photos before we would get one unusual photo.
Hmm.
Um, with Project Apparition Hall, because I've been doing this 23 years now, where it's now 75 to 100 photos.
So you've found a way to whittle your process down to be more successful. And how do you determine success? You're seeing these apparitions in that little photos now?
We're seeing the apparition. So we're in what's called we're in phase one of this, and there's four phases. Uh, so we're looking if the numbers are declining, but now we're also putting together a system of how we're going to measure the quality of each apparition that's coming through, along with the different environmental factors like barometric pressure, humidity, temperature, electromagnetics, and such, and see if we can, bring it down even further, see what, different factors play a role to see if we can bring the numbers down even further. Um, Because when you really think about it, despite the fact that we went from 700 to 900 down to 75 to 100, when you look at the percentages, it's it, there's still approximately 98 point, I think it's 98 point something percent of photos still don't have anything in them.
Hmm. And how do you determine, how do you differentiate something weird in the photo as opposed to something that you believe is an apparition?
Um, that's a good one. So basically, it's more. It has to be more defined to us.
Hmm.
So we've basically, if it's because I know with this there's a chance of pareidolia or AKA matrixing.
Yep.
Um, so right now that's actually part of the process of us weeding through that, but we've gotten it to the point that if it's more, it has to be more obvious to us, it has to stand out, and we have a four-step process, which I mean it would take me a long time. We have a whole course on it, a four-step process of how we review, whether it be the pictures themselves, the audio recordings, all that. It all goes through a four-stage process. So basically, with each photo, and there was one session we took 900 photos.
Hmm.
Each one of those photos is getting reviewed four times at least. Um, and then on top of that, we have other people who are going to review it too. So we'll bring it to other members of our team. They'll look at it, and if they're seeing the same things as well, they're not told what's there. We just give it to them. No circles, no nothing. Here it is. Um, if they're all seeing the same thing, then we start to question it further, and it still goes through a longer process. So even if other people see it, it's still going through the entire four-stage process.
Gotcha. We're working on trying to get these photos pulled up, but Instagram is just being a jerk.
IG is being a
Between
total douche to me right now, but it's fine.
us.
I'm gonna have Shane get this stuff to me on X, and I'll bring it up
Brandon,
that way.
you can take over for a second while I try to figure out.
Yeah,
We were talking about. I don't know if I saw him. Brandon's over there furiously typing, trying to get this to work, dude, so we can show these people, because the images are very interesting.
Yeah, they are. I got them on my phone. I've seen them too. I'm just trying to find a way to get it into my machine to get it visible for the rest of the people here. But these are pretty crazy looking. I'm not gonna lie. You guys probably already discussed the green ones. I'm interested in the silhouette of this guy that I'm seeing here in these other two, and it looks like you have one of these photos, like, is it like overexposed or something like that to kind of show?
You're talking about the one that's like standing almost like at attention.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one's more of we added a little bit, not added, like enhanced it a bit, and then there was another one where I kind of made it more black and white so that it could be better seen. But uh, the first one was where my brother, he is closer to the original, just enhanced a bit. He put it through his thing called raw therapy, and yeah.
So I sent you the photos on X, and we'll go through. I want you to try to describe just a few of these to people, so that now that they can see them before we get to another caller. So right now, I don't know if there's a delay on your end, but we're looking at the black and white photo with, I believe this is your brother, right?
No, that's not him.
Okay. So who are we looking at here?
He's the one who took this photo, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's Wilson Castle.
So
So
who's
the
this?
main. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So who's in this photo?
We don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
So this was when the other investigator was saying, they were seeing a man, and they were clenching their fists, and this was the photo that Jeremy had taken during that time period.
Now this is interesting because behind this figure, there's kind of a trail of like wisp,
Yes.
almost suggesting that he was walking through the room.
Well, that's the thing that Jeremy pointed out, and I feel really bad about this because I blew it off, because we were doing the whole if apparitions, if we're trying to capture the manifestation process. He was basically saying, "Here's the photo," and I just blew it off, and I was like, "Oh, who cares about that part? Look at the apparition. That's crazy."
Yeah.
But yeah, you see this little light going across towards the top, and if you notice, it looks like it expands
Yeah.
just before you see the full apparition. And that's what Jeremy was saying. This is a big moment. We've taken thousands of photos, long exposure photos, and that's we finally caught that. Um, but I find it very interesting about seeing that little light, and we've been trying to figure out, well, how long did it take for this to happen? Because the lens was open for an entire minute, and when you see it on camera, the place is pitch black. The room is pitch black. There's no electricity up there. Um, so he's taken that in pitch black. It's open for a minute, and then lens closes, and that's what was caught.
And there was no one else in there. Like, this isn't this, because it looks like someone you were just. I mean, it looks like someone just walked on by. You know, people watching are probably like, this is just, you know, some trickery. But
So there were aside from Jeremy, two other people in the room, but they were behind. So there was one. There's a coffin up there. Go figure. Haunted location coffin, whatever.
nice.
The person was in the coffin doing sensory. The other person was in the back of the room, and Jeremy and I were standing together when the photo was taken. That yes, that's more of the original.
This like pinkish one.
Yeah.
Which I see kind of. I do see some shadows kind of playing in here in a couple areas in this photo. You said this was the room that was completely pitch black dark?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the entire third floor. So this is the entire third floor has no lights. It's the half of the second floor and the first floor are the only areas in the Wilson Castle that have any lights or electricity working.
Because the only thing that I'm noting here is just that it does look like there's light coming almost from like a front right position. There's a shadow cast on the floor. There's one in the corner of the door that's casting, and you can also see the light in this, at least in this shot, kind of entering the room behind him, but cutting off just in that area.
Yeah, it's something that I would have to show you the video.
Yeah.
That way you can actually see how everything was working.
Okay.
All right, and before I want to get to some other callers, but I just walk us through one of these green.
Yeah, what are we looking at in the
heck?
green photos here?
Sorry, it's a little slow on my end.
No, you're good. I'm basically just showing the 3 or 4 green photos that you sent
With
here
the red
from top to
circles.
bottom.
So one of them is, oh, there we go. So the first one there was is a theater. For some reason there was a cat shadow, and then we see a black and white cat. There's no cat there. That bottom one there, all the way at the bottom, that's my brother. And the other two in the middle, those were 2 females that we had caught at the theater in the attic. And the interesting part about that place is that it used to be a theater where people used to put on plays. I mean, they do movies and such there now, but it used to be a place where they put on theater, put on plays and such.
That is spooky.
But
Crazy
that
lighting.
last one there, that's my brother Jeremy.
With that cat image.
No, this is just the one where it's him by himself, kind of off to the top left of the photo.
What's in
There's
the
like
bottom right?
Oh, that was the bottom. Are you talking about where the red light is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is that?
Oh, that's just the EMF detector.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, it looks like a cat. I have glasses on. I'm still blind. Sweet, man. Well, appreciate you calling in and sharing the pictures. I'm glad we were able to pull up finally. Sorry for the wait. And we will talk again.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good night, man.